Hello everyone, welcome back. It's your boy, it's Cyber Warrior, and this is Cyber Warrior Studios. So, it has been a while since I've done one of these, and I'm sorry, I apologize. But guess what? Today we're back with none other than Tech Tuesday. That's right, Tech Tuesday. So, today we're going to cover the MITRE Navigator, all right, or MITRE ATT&CK Navigator to be more correct. But before we get started, go ahead, smash that like button down below. And if you have not already done so, and I don't know why you wouldn't have done this yet, but if you haven't, go ahead, subscribe, and hit that alarm bell so you get notified anytime we go live, like we do for Security Happy Hour, or anytime we upload a new video, like this one here today. So, it came as a request to go over the ATT&CK Navigator. And so, that's what I'm going to do. Because, you know what, this channel is all about giving back to the community and how I can help you guys, and this is one of those ways. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the ATT&CK Navigator is by MITRE, and it is part of also Security Onion. So if you have not seen my install for Security Onion or the overview or anything like that we've done, please go watch some of my other videos after we're done here today and go check it out on how you can install this and get set up. But as we get into it, we see this little Navigator button right here, which is going to bring us to Security Onion's Navigator. And as you can see, I was already playing with it. So let's clear all this out so that we can go through it from the beginning. And you may be wondering, well, what's the point to the ATT&CK Navigator? What can that do for me, all right, as a defender or an attacker or whatever the case may be? Well, one of the best things about the ATT&CK Navigator is it's up to you, right? It's all about how you want to do it, how you want to use it. But it essentially allows you to manipulate a bunch of different cells to do something or show you information or show your CISO or your security director or your red team or your blue team information of things that you need to do. Now, the version in Security Onion is not as in-depth as the version that is now available on MITRE's GitHub repo. So we're going to look at both today, but that's okay. The one that Security Onion gives us still is enough to show you what and allow you to use for the purposes that we're looking for, which is me as a defender, I want to know what I have the ability to see in my network or to stop or to mitigate or, you know, whatever the case may be. While at the same time, I also want to know, you know, if there's a certain APT or, you know, adversarial group out there that I know is targeting my organization or any of the organizations I'm defending, I need to know what their tactics and techniques are. So how do I do that? Well, for starters, before we go any further, understand that we can create different layers and manipulate this in a ton of different ways. Security Onion has set up the setting for playbook. So let's say, all right, for instance, we know for a fact that we have no way of defending a supply chain compromise because there just isn't. All right. So maybe like SolarWinds, they had access, and then we couldn't. It wasn't that we could see the compromise until after SolarWinds told us. It took for maybe we were compromised. There were tons out there, and because of the way this came about, EDR and things like that didn't catch it. So we know this is going to be an issue. So if we select that and we go up here, what we can do is we can give this a score, and we're going to say, you know what, supply chain compromise, we have no way to catch it. We're going to give that a score of 10. All right. And then as you see it already highlighted, and we can go into how you can change those colors later. But all right, that highlighted. Well, what's something else that we know we cannot see and we have no visibility into? Well, we're going to take a look and we're going to say, well, if they get in as persistence to a pre-OS boot, that's going to be another issue. So we're going to give that a 10. All right, cool. Well, what are some of the things we can find? Or that we know we have mitigations out there, or things that we can stop. We're going to go in here, we're going to say, well, we know if someone's sniffing our network, so we're going to give that one a 1. And then maybe we can see, what's another good one here? We can see if somebody is, you know, looking for what our password policy is. We had that visibility. All right, cool. We're going to give that a 1 too. And so now we see these. And now, for example, let's say these ones here, we know it's a 10. We're going to put a comment on here, and we're going to say, we need visibility or a way to mitigate. And now that we have that comment there, we can see this is yellow. So, okay, we have that as yellow. Now, what about pre-OS boot? Well, we need visibility here. We need a way to mitigate. Awesome. So now we have comments. We know we know we need visibility here. But again, what does this mean for us? Well, the beauty of this playbook and the beauty of what you're going to do here is as you do these highlights and things like that and manipulate it, you're going to pass this to, you're going to use this to work with your blue teams or your, what have you, and say, hey, we need to find a way to stop these things or see these things in our network when they happen. And so if you can do that, then you are setting yourself up for success, because now we have a way to develop, see all these different techniques that maybe we didn't know about or didn't think about before. Well, now you can. Now you can think about them. Now you can look and say, oh, we can't see that. Or, oh, you know what? That's easy. We've got that stopped in our network. So you can go through and do that. And you can go in here and let's say our colors. Well, like I showed you, low values, high values. So we're going to say low value of 0, and we're going to make that green, because you know what? We know we can stop. We can see that. And then our high value of 100, although we're going to make that a little different. Whoa, wrong one. We want this yellow. There we go. Now this is the one we want. So our high value, and we're going to make this, instead of 100, we're going to make this 10. Oops. There we go. So now we can see, okay, we have high value, so we know we need to get visibility here, and low value, we know we have visibility. And then if we put something like something we're not sure of, so we're going to say, well, I don't know if I have anything that can catch screen captures. So I know we may, but we're not sure. So we're going to go to our score, and we're going to give that a 5. And now you can see it's yellow. And it's a gradient, so, as you go up, if I wanted to say this was 7, it would change between yellow and red, it would go orange. We're going to put that back. So we know we need to take a look at that. But now let's see. We want to go in, we want to create a new layer, and we're going to call this one hafnium. Hafnium. Because we want to take a look at what hafnium, could potentially do to us. What are their ways of getting in and doing different things? So we're going to go here, and we're going to say, not search. Where'd it go? Nope, not a filter. There we go, multi-select. Now we're going to go to our threat groups, and we're going to say we want to look at everything that hafnium does. We're going to select that, and we're going to give them a score, because we know for a fact that they target our industry. So we're going to give them a score of 8. Well, geez, there's only 3 here, but it's still pretty valid. Okay, so we've got, they do exploitation for client execution, ingress tool transfers, so they bring in tools from the outside, and then they work off of non-application layer protocols. They work off of TCP. All right, so that's hafnium. Well, let's do another layer here. So we know these are things that we're going to have to make sure we can see within our environment or mitigate. And now we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to say, which one do we want to do this time? So we're going to do multi-select, and actually before we're going to do multi-select, and we're going to say, what would be one? Let's say Night Dragon, just for, having something different. And we're going to give them a score of, that's comments, a score of, we know they have been targeting us, right? So we're going to give them a score of 10. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fix our colors again. So we're going to go from 0 to 10. And 10 is going to be red. And 0 is going to be green. We know they're good. Okay. So now we don't need that. All right, so now we have this one, and who did I say this was? Multi-select, Dark Dragon, right? I said something. We're just gonna call it Dragon. I can't remember which group it was, but we're gonna say this is Dragon. Okay. So now we want another layer, but this is because we want to compare what Hafnium and Dragon have and what they each do, so we know if we're being targeted by these people, what we need to look for. So we're going to create a layer from other layers, and we're going to say B plus C, and we're going to bring in the gradient from Hafnium, and we're going to bring in the color from Hafnium. Okay. And everything else is fine, not really worried, and we're going to save. So now we have everything that they both do. And let's validate our colors again real quick, because it should have brought them in, but I don't, oh no, I didn't change Hafnium's. That's why. So our color setup, 0 to, we'll go to 20, because if there's two 10s, it'll combine them, if it's something that both do. So we're going to say from 0 to 10, and a 0 is going to be green. And then we're going to have our yellow, and then we're going to have our red. And now let's see what we have. So we don't need colors. So this one with a score of 10, okay, and then this one with a score of 8. And if we look at Hafnium, non-application, score of 8, score of 8, score of 8, score of 8, 10, 10. So we have this, which is just Hafnium. This is just Hafnium. But then these 10s are Dragon. So we're going to go up here. We're going to say Hafnium plus Dragon. Now, what were to happen? So the thing about this one is Hafnium and Dragon have nothing that they do together, or nothing that, nowhere where they use the same techniques. So what if we had one that used the same techniques? So let's go here, and we're going to create a new layer, and let's fix our scores real quick. I'm going to say 0 to 10, and this one's going to be green, and then this one is going to be red. Okay, and we're going to go. So we're good there. So let's take a look. We have another group. Well, there's actually an easy way to find this. So let's go to this one, and let's view the technique. All right, so we know someone else uses this, so we'll say APT28 is who we're going with. So this layer is going to be APT28. All right, so now we're going to go here, and we're going to find APT28, and we're going to select, and we're going to give them a score of 9, because we know they're coming after us, but not as hard as Dragon, right? So we're going to do that, and then we're going to create a new one. Create layer from other layers, and we're going to do plus D. So we're going to add all of them. Or no, not plus D, plus E. And the gradient we're taking is this one and this one. Okay, we're going to create. All right, so now we have one that is all three of them. Hafnium, Dragon, and APT28. The three biggest threats to our organization. And we have this of a score of 19. So we know that we've got to look at that. This has a score of 19. This is a score of 9. And we could fix our colors to make it a little bit more easy to see. Score of 8. Score of 9. So we're seeing all these things. These 9s we know are APT28. The 19s are APT28 and Dragon. So then you would take this and you'd be like, all right, these are the techniques we have to worry about mitigating or being able to stop or what have you. So that's what you want to be able to do. And then some of the other things, this is built on JSON. So you can go up here and you can actually download the JSON layer, or you can download it as an SVG, or even export to Excel. So if we were to export to Excel and we bring this up, now we have it all right here. And so now you have an Excel database that you can share and say, hey, look at this. This is what we have to worry about. This is how we have to defend and the things we need to do. One more thing that we want to look at, and please leave your comments below. If there's more about Navigator that you want to look at or you want me to show you, feel free. But we are going to look at the new one. So we're going to go here and we're going to reload this entire thing. And now when we do this, it does start a new layer. So one of the things we want to look at now is the new version that MITRE has come out with Attack Navigator. Now this one doesn't have playbook up in the title as the first tab or anything like that. You're just going in and you're creating a new layer. And this is mitre-attack.github.io/attack navigator. The link will be in the description below. And when we're looking at this, we're going to take a look and we're going to say, okay, we want to create a new layer. And again, this is the same thing as before, only guess what? We have more options now, because the Attack Navigator is actually built around several different things we can use. We can use enterprise, mobile, or ICS. And we can even go to more options. What version of the layer do we want? So, well, let's go to version 10. We want the very newest one. And we want enterprise. We're going to hit create. Now, this looks a little different because now, not only do you have recon up here, but you can actually click this and get the exact type of reconnaissance, vulnerability scanning or scanning IP blocks. You can go to compromised accounts, email accounts, social media accounts. So this has a lot of the newer tactics and techniques that the adversaries are using. So, but you can still do all the same stuff. The biggest difference that I have found in this one is up here, you don't have that, you don't have this multi-select button. What you have to use is the search feature, search and multi-select. And then we would search for, say, APT 28. Whoops. Helps if I put threat groups right here. So we can go to APT 29. We can select it all, and we can do the same thing, right? We can give them a score. So let's get out of search so we can see. We're going to give them a score of, say, 10. And it highlights them. Now, you could highlight this individually. You can do a background color and put backgrounds on these. But by scoring them, you set yourself up for success because it's how important it is to your network. So, this was just a little bit about MITRE ATT&CK Navigator. I hope you found it, helpful. And again, this is just a little bit of what you can do. There's so much more to this that we can go through. But again, let me know in the comments. Take what I've shown you today, apply it, and maybe set yourself up some playbooks and some things that you need to find or defend against, or maybe you don't know you have visibility into. So don't worry though, we got more videos coming at you next week as we're going to take a look at MITRE's other tool, Defend, which is the blue team side of this. So it's the defensive mechanisms as opposed to the offensive. So we're going to take a look at that next week. But if you have not done so yet, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe down below. And please subscribe. Also, take a look in the description for all the ways you can support our channel, whether that be through Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, Cash App, you name it. It's all down there. We also have awesome merchandise, as you can see, from the hoodie and the hat, and I got a heck of a lot more. So stay tuned for Thursday on Eric Bellardo Cyber as we take new battlefields, and we have another new guest. And then Friday, come back once again for Security Happy Hour, live 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Until next time, stay safe, have a good one, and secure your networks. Take care.